And we're live. Welcome to the MongoDB TV podcast live. We are back here again. I'm your host today, Jesse Hall. I'm a staff developer advocate here at MongoDB. And if you don't know already, we live stream twice a week. Every Tuesday, we have the podcast live. And every Thursday, we have live coding sessions centered around the world of AI. So did you know that MongoDB can be used as a vector database? If not, be sure to come back on Thursday to check that out. Again, every Thursday, live coding. Every Tuesday, the podcast live. So today, we have a special guest. We're going to explore a really creative next generation commerce as code. And this platform is called Storecraft. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome on our guest, Tomer. How are you? Welcome. Thank you for coming on to the show.
Hi, Jesse. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. I'm so happy, and I would love to share about Storecraft.
Nice. Thank you. Where are you talking to us from?
Oh yeah, I'm from the Middle East, a country called Israel, where I was born and I live as well.
Nice.
My background is I'm a software engineer. I've been creating codes and writing code since I was a little kid. I have a lot of experience with C++ and computer graphics, but also Android development, apps engineering. And in the last few years, I've been doing mainly deep learning engineering. Web development is one of it's my passion.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm eager to show you Storecraft.
Yeah, what you created, that's amazing. So, and I'm tuning in from Texas. Audience, let us know. Use the chat. Let us know, where are you tuning in from? What are you excited about today? And then what we're going to talk about here is this really neat thing here called Storecraft. I really love the aesthetics of this landing page here. Tomer is amazing. And so, talk to us about Storecraft. What high level? What is it?
Okay, so Storecraft is It's a JavaScript framework to create commerce backends. Commerce backends, it's like a CMS, a content management system where you can upload products, connect them into collections, define discounts, and create a checkout experience. In addition to that, it ships with a dashboard, and you can program everything about it. Most commerce systems, as we know today, like Shopify and WooCommerce, which is a PHP-based system, which they are amazing, but they are more configuration-based. Storecraft takes a different approach on that. Everything is code where you commit to GitHub, and hopefully a CI or CD process pushes your code, deploys your code into the cloud. So if you need a new change in your store, you can just open the IDE, write some code, some scripts, hopefully it won't be a lot, and it will be live. So Storecraft can run everywhere. It can run on any JavaScript runtime. You can essentially put Storecraft inside a browser. You can run it inside a browser even.
Wow.
It is agnostic to the platform. It has every platform that can use Storecraft. You have to implement some sort of an adapter, the way that other frameworks are doing, such as Svelte and Remix, for example. You can connect your own, platform. In addition to that, Storecraft can connect to most storage devices to store images and medias from your online store, and also databases. And the main one is MongoDB, but you can connect any SQL type of database, even cloud ones.
Nice. So I see, get started, npx Storecraft create. It's that easy, right?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
It's that easy. So I would like to say a few words on why I created Storecraft.
Yeah. I would love to know how did this come about? Like, how did you even come up with the idea?
So about 2 years ago, my son, which he loves retro games, he trades video games, like really old video games, like 20 years ago type of games. And he built a community around this hobby. and the community like exploded with many participants. And he was selling video games, trading video games, and buying video games. And then one day he approached me and said, "Dad, you're a software engineer.
Mhm.
Let's create an online store." So of course I told him go to use Shopify and other pre-made solutions, but he decided that he wanted something that was more cost effective for his needs. So I love React, I love JavaScript, and I decided to take the challenge.
Mhm.
So this is how Storecraft came about.
And so your son, he's selling these games, and his website is built on this technology that you created. So what? That's amazing. It's an amazing story of how it came about. But then, how did you go from okay, just creating this code for your son for his website, and then turning that into what it is today, into something that anyone can use?
Yeah, good question. Okay, for me, I think it has. I think it's because who I am as a software engineer. When I write software, I love to build a lot of libraries around it. I'm more into it to build a technology, and a technology that is reusable and can bring value to other users. It's my passion. I do open source for more than 10 years.
Mm.
So when I started writing this online store of his, I I thought to myself, what if I can connect to anything I want? If I can optimize the platform or optimize the database type that fits to my use case, you know, no two stores are alike, you know. If you have a very simple store, then you can use simple solutions. If you have a more demanding store that requires a performant database, then I want to be able to hook into this database. And all other solutions that I've seen, they only offer just one database, one storage, or one platform to run on. So I decided to hack it away, to start building upon it. And fortunately, it made sense to me, and and it worked. I mean, it
Mhm.
worked because I actually have friends and other people around the world that are using it to create crazy things with it. Even, you know, an e-commerce store, it doesn't have to be a website based. You know, it can be a bot on on Telegram or WhatsApp,
Mhm.
and it can be a mobile experience. You know,
Mhm.
it doesn't have to be like a complete web store. So the
Mhm.
use cases are diverse.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. So let me ask you quickly. Then, how much does it cost to use Storecraft?
Okay, so it depends. It depends on how you optimize it. So, for example, if you can get a good deal, for example, on Atlas, you know, and you can connect a storage device like an S3 compatible with Cloudflare, then you'll reach like really low cost. You know,
Mm,
low cost, lower than what you will get with Shopify. And
nice.
my son's store, it cost him like nothing. You know, a lot of the online databases, they offer a free tier. And if your store is like occasionally used, you can actually practically run it like for like $5 a month,
Wow,
which
nice.
is super cool.
But that is amazing. But to be clear, you're not charging for the use of Storecraft yourself. This project is actually open source, right?
Yeah, it's an open
That's
source. You can self-host it however you want. You can put all of this inside a Cloudflare worker or on a serverless on at Vercel. By the
mhm,
way, connectors will appear in the following weeks. I mean, integrations with Vercel.
nice.
Or you can, you know, spin an EC2 server and let it run 24/7, connect it to MongoDB, for example.
Mhm,
Use cases are diverse, and yes,
nice.
it's free.
Nice, nice. That's really amazing. At MongoDB, we love to support open source projects, and this is an amazing one. We talked about the run it anywhere, that you have different storage options and different database options. But let's talk about why did you choose to use MongoDB in this as an option?
Okay, so my son's store, it runs on MongoDB. I'm a huge fan of MongoDB, and not just me, most of my friends are. And it's the easiest to get started with, especially for JavaScript developers. It actually complements the development experience. And what I found out is that I can go into Atlas, start my database, and just get this URL from the database and just plug it into the MongoDB driver. It was super fast. There's a lot of ecosystem and developer tools around it, everything. If you need an ORM, you can use something like Mongoose. For me, I'm just using the regular driver, which for me, it's the best solution. So I think that I trust MongoDB. That's why I started with MongoDB, and most of the development of Storecraft was with MongoDB.
Nice. That's amazing. Let's go ahead and let's see some action. Let's look at a quick demo and see how to actually get this up and running. And I think you've got some cool stuff lined up for us in this demo as well. So when you're ready to share your screen, and let's get into some code.
Yeah, definitely. So I will tell the viewers that we have set up some cool stuff for them. Yeah. So I will show Storecraft just how to use it, the backend, the dashboard, and everything. And then at the end, hopefully we'll have time, I will show you an extension I've written that uses vector search AI capabilities with Storecraft.
See, we haven't talked about that yet. This is a brand new thing to Storecraft, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's another amazing thing about open source is it's constantly being worked on. If anyone wants to help Tomer out, I'm sure he would welcome some PRs or some suggestions as well, right? That's how the open source community works. But it's amazing seeing these projects continue to evolve.
Definitely. I'm looking for contributors. There is a big roadmap and a lot of things related to AI, and many cool things are coming.
Nice.
So I'm at the terminal, and all I have to do is use the npx Storecraft create command. Okay. So I run it. As soon as I do that, there is some sort of a wizard that asks me a few questions to help me scaffold a Storecraft application. So let's see. Okay, so admin emails, super important. I'll put my own email. Okay. Support email, which is very important if you want to send transactional emails. Okay. So the platform to run the store on, you have Node, Bun, Tino, Cloudflare Workers, AWS Lambda even, and Google Functions. I will go for Node because I'm running locally. And now you can select a database. What we're going to do is use the MongoDB database. Now, for the connection URL, what you normally do, you just go into MongoDB Atlas. Just a second. I have it here. Okay. And
so you're watching another video.
Yes. And what
I recognize that one.
You just go to the connect button. I will not show my own URL because of privacy issues, but from there you'll get the URL and you can use it. For now, I will not put my own key, but I will show you in a minute. The database name that I'm going to use is called test. Now, I will select a storage device for Storecraft. I will go with the Node.js local storage. Okay, now for the email provider, I will go with resend. Again, I will not share my API key. And now you can select a payment provider. It can be Stripe or PayPal. Honestly, we will not go into payment providers right now. So I'll just go ahead. And once we did that, it will actually install all of the packages. It will scaffold skeleton for your project. And now, let's see. Okay, so now we will go into the folder. And what we need to do right now.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, okay.
No, you're good.
Is to run npm run migrate.
Okay.
For me, the database was already migrated. Okay, but I will run it. But before I run it, I will do something. I will show you what was created.
Okay.
Okay, so what Storecraft did is to create a single file, a bunch of files, and one of them is the app.js file.
Mhm.
You can see the directory structure. This is this on the left.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you see what's happening here, we have the Storecraft app. There are some secret access tokens that are not relevant. You can put them inside an environment file. Just for the demoing, for the sake of the demo, they will be here.
Okay.
But once they are created, just save them somewhere safe.
Mhm.
Okay.
So this is specific to the backend environment of Storecraft?
Yeah. The
Mhm.
secret access token and refresh token
Mhm.
secrets are used for authentication and authorizations.
Gotcha.
You don't have to use them. You can plug your own if you want.
So if the audience tries to use them, they can't because they're on your local computer.
Exactly.
Okay.
So from here, once we have the instance of the app and a bunch of configuration, by the way, there are many more configurations that you can configure. You also can configure the course options if you want,
Nice.
and many other things. For example, if you have a CDN that is connected to your S3 bucket, you can demand to rewrite the URLs when they return from the backend in the product media.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Nice.
once we go a little bit down, we see the platform, we see the database. Now the database, we have the URL here, but Storecraft's connector for MongoDB, it can actually infer the MongoDB URL from the environment file.
Nice.
Yeah. And besides that, if you need to customize things, you have the options, the Mongo client options. So if you need more things for authentication and whatnot, you can use that as well.
Nice.
The thing about Storecraft that it is highly non-opinionated,
Mhm.
So another thing here, we have the resend. Resend is an email provider. I will use the resend key that I've already have in my environment file.
Okay.
With payment gateways. So here you have a handle and the payment gateway itself. Maybe you know what? We have a concept of a dummy payment gateway. I will import it.
Okay.
Let's.
That's for testing. That's amazing.
Yeah, definitely, it's for testing. So we have payments, and then we have dummy. Okay, let's see. Yeah, there it is, dummy payments. So here, with the payment gateways, it's essentially an object that I can do something like this. You know what? I will give it a key. Now, the keys are important because with the keys, you can, the API, the REST API is using the key. So, for example, if you want to create a checkout using one of the payment gateways, you have to remember these handles, which are the keys. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, so we also have a bunch of extensions. The Postman extension is a cool extension. And by the way, next up, we're going to build an extension. So I will show what extension means. What it means to build one. But the Postman extension is just a simple extension that listens to events of Storecraft. So it listens, for example, when checkout is complete. And once it is complete, it fetches an email template from the backend and put the information of the customer and then send him a transactional email using the mailer that we've seen here, for example, resend.
So yeah, so when you said Postman, I was thinking of Postman,
Yeah.
the testing client.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, that's
Maybe it's not a good name.
it's okay.
Definitely.
It's okay. It's good to clarify that though.
Yeah. So by the way, if we'll go back here, so if you need to customize anything that is related to events in Storecraft, all you have to do is to keep this, and then you have
Mm,
And you
all
have a
the
list of
events.
events.
Nice.
So, for example, if you want to send an email when a change password request, you can do that. So, by the way, the Postman extension does that as well. But let's look at it. Let's do something like this. This will be an event. Okay. Now,
Mhm.
every event object you can stop the propagation, which means you can steal the event handling from, for example, other extensions, which is
Mm.
super nice. And then you have the event payload. And in this example, the event payload is something that is called an auth user type, which is essential for creating to responding to this event.
Nice.
Anyway, let's get
Lots of lots of customizability.
yes.
That's a word.
So before we start everything, I want to show you how the index files look like. Okay, so Storecraft, once we injected it with the Node platform, it has something that is called a handler. Now the handler translates incoming messages from a Node's incoming message. I mean, it's the HTTP driver of a Node. It translates it into a web standard request. Okay, and then it sends it to a virtual REST API controller, which only knows about web request and web response. And then the web response returns, and then it streams it back into the server responsive node.
Mm.
So let's let's do it. So I run the migrate script. Okay, essentially it's a success because I've already migrated. Migrating MongoDB essentially means seeding some templates and also creating indexes for MongoDB.
Oh wow. So okay. So are you able to show in Atlas like what that did?
Yeah, definitely.
'Cause I'm curious. I want to like really understand. So it's added some data to your database,
Yes.
possibly.
So
Okay.
if we look at the test, what
Okay.
it did was essentially, if we go, for example, to the templates,
Uh huh.
it seeded the database with templates.
Mm.
Yeah, and also it created indexes for almost everything. For example, I'll show you here. If I go to products
Uh huh.
and then enter into indexes, then yeah, it seems to be loading. Maybe
It's just the joys of live coding. I mean, when you're trying to do a demo, nothing ever works exactly how it should. That's okay. But that's really interesting. So that migrate added some data to your database, some templates, and some other things, and then it created those indexes automatically for you. So that's a quick and easy way to get that set up and going.
yeah. And if you need more indexes, you can just go into your Atlas
Mm-hmm.
and do
Give you
whatever you need.
something specific. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Okay, cool.
There we go.
So if we go into indexes, hopefully it will load.
It might still actually be because you just ran that, so it actually might be creating those indexes still, because those tend to take it should just be a few seconds, but I don't know how many indexes it's creating, so it could take a little bit of time there.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's cool. We can continue with the demo. I'm sure those are going to pop up here in a minute, but it's very great to understand that what exactly that migrate command did.
Yeah, because it is important. In Storecraft, I implement a very robust query language, like a Boolean query language, where you can search for something that has this property or this property, but not this property. It also has a cursor, which requires indexes. Anyway, let's
Sure.
start it.
Let's go.
Okay. So once we hit npm start, okay, we see this screen. Now, this screen will give you all the information about the requests, the HTTP requests, and I'll show you in a second. And one thing to note is that we have an API reference, which is being maintained by me, and I use the great Scholar.com project.
Nice.
Is super cool. It's like Postman essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So you can use it to actually test requests and see what's going on. And we will probably get back to this once we do the extensions. But let's see. Let's go to products. Let's see if we have list and filter product items. Okay, so you can do something like this. Okay, now you can see
Mm-hmm.
the products that have returned.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've
So,
never seen this this before. This is a pretty cool product. Or what is this?
wow,
This is a package, a JavaScript package, I'm assuming.
wow, it's actually quite amazing. What you do is that you write an open API file,
Mm.
which lists all of your backends functionality with examples and everything and endpoint. And then I use a tool. Actually, they read this open API file
Mm.
and they inject it into their application. It's an application. It's a web application, and
Nice.
then you see everything. It's super cool. I can serve it from the backend itself, and it helps me a lot.
Nice.
Now, if you see it's Storecraft, by the way, you can see what's going on under the hood. You'll see the HTTP method, the path,
Mm-hmm.
and the amount of time it took. And if you have queries, you'll see them too. So now I'm going to the dashboard.
Okay.
Okay. So let me just. Okay, so the first time that you connect into Storecraft with the admin emails that is specified, the first password is admin, so you can
Mm-hmm.
change it later through the dashboard, through the
Okay.
setting page. Okay. Okay.
And then
Just
on here, if you could maybe just do Command plus one time, maybe no, two. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Yeah, maybe one more.
actually, Storecraft dashboard is mobile friendly.
Oh, good. Nice.
Like
Ah,
you see, everything
nice.
falls into place.
Nice. Okay.
Okay, so
Really good.
but I can do. You see this sidebar? I
Mm-hmm.
can close and open it.
Nice.
So if we go into products, for example, you know what? Let's create a product.
Okay.
Let's create like a simple product. So we'll give it a title. Let's say we want to have like two products related to Nintendo. I love Nintendo.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And the first one will be a Nintendo Switch, which is
Okay.
a home console for playing games.
Mm-hmm.
Now the handle is like an ID. Handles should be unique. I can
Okay.
suggest it from the title.
Okay.
Now I'll give it a description. I actually have a made-up description for this. I
Nice.
have a content markdown file that I've created.
Mm-hmm.
Just
You're prepared.
yeah. Actually, it's important for me because it's for the semantic search. I want it to be
Mm,
rich.
gotcha.
So we put it here. You have a rich editor.
Okay.
Now, media is super cool. What we do is that I have an image here, which I can drag and drop.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
And you actually have a very nice editor. You can crop, you can scale up, scale down, and translate, and you can also decide on the format and the quality.
Nice.
I will go like this. I will put this.
Mhm.
Okay. And the next thing, I'll give it a price of 100, although I wish it was the price. It's
It's
not.
pretty cheap.
Yeah. Let's say we have two of them. It's
Okay.
active. I'll show you something cool. So once we create the product,
Mm-hmm.
we see the eligible discounts that this product is eligible for. But
Okay.
something else that is more important for me Storecraft is a developer first framework. So you also always have the JSON, up front there in the cards. You can see the discounts and everything and what you should expect from it.
Okay.
You can also put things like related products and tags, which are super important for querying and filtering. And you can also connect it into a collection.
Gotcha.
But right now we won't do it. What we're going to do, we'll create another product.
Okay.
So we'll add another one. And the second one will be, I'll call it a Super Mario t-shirt.
Okay.
Okay?
Who doesn't love a Mario t-shirt? There you go. Nice.
Okay. And I also have a description. Actually, I came up with this description.
Nice.
And probably you can guess I'm not a marketing guy.
Very short and descriptive.
Yeah, exactly.
Go.
So we'll take the image and put it here.
Nice.
It also looks fine. And just and then we'll give it a 100 as well.
That's an expensive t-shirt.
Yeah, that's an expensive one. You pay premium for Mario. Okay, cool. So now we have the Super Mario t-shirt and the Nintendo Switch. What can we do with it? Let's create a discount for this type of product. So we're going to the discounts, and we'll make something cool. We'll make something like, if you buy a Nintendo Switch, then you get a Super Mario t-shirt for 50%. Sounds cool?
That sounds better. 50%.
Okay.
Yeah, $50 is better than $100 on a t-shirt.
Switch with Mario shirt.
Okay.
That's how we call it. The discount code is the handle.
Okay.
And the way we do it is we use the discount details, buy X, get Y type of discount.
Okay.
Now, the buy X one, what you have to do, you just have to define the filters of what is the X. In our case, it's just the switch. So we make a product belongs to filter, and then we will search there it is.
Switch.
So if you buy a switch, let's save it. Then if we go a little bit down, you have, if customer buys X of the things that were filtered up above, then the customer gets Y, a quantity of something, with the following filter. Now, what we'll do is here we will take the Super Mario shirt.
Okay. That makes sense.
Okay. Cool. And now you decide how much percent off. So we made the 50% off. You can see the pricing explanation right here. So because pricing, it's like a little bit of mathematics, and people get confused and everything. So
yeah, what math are you using behind the scenes? And shows me exactly what it is.
It's very simple math, but for me it was more important to test it thoroughly. There is a big suite of tests for Storecraft. Now, order of discount is very important because if you discounted something, then it cannot be discounted again by another discount. So the way the discount engine works is that there is a stack of discounts that goes one after the other, and you can specify the priority of this discount. So this discount will have the highest priority. Okay. I think that will cut it. Okay. Yes. Okay. So it's created. Everything looks good. We also have the JSON. Super important for developers who develop their own backend. They want to see what is going on. We also see that this discount is eligible for one product, which is the Nintendo Switch, and it was applied 0 times.
Okay. So you can keep track of how many times it's been used?
Yes.
Nice.
So think about it like if you had some sort of a bot. Okay, you have a script that every time that a user signs up, you create a coupon, which is a manual discount for him. You can do it in Storecraft. with a few
Nice.
lines of code.
Custom discount per person.
Yeah.
Nice.
So this is the order page. For this, I hope it's okay.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, cool. So first of all, let's say we're buying the Nintendo Switch and the Super Mario T-shirt. Okay, so right off the bat, we see that the total, the subtotal is 200. We'll pick up a delivery method. It's just something random that I've chosen, and then we'll calculate price. Now we see that we have a discount. The Switch with Mario shirt, the Mario shirt cost 100, and it was discount by half to by 50. Okay, you can also in Storecraft you can create a text engine, but it's not in the scope of this.
So the discount was applied automatically based on the quantity and the type of product. So the customer didn't actually have to put in the discount code.
Exactly. So
Is that
this
right?
is
Oh,
an
nice.
automatic discount. So you have two types of discounts. You have automatic discounts and manual discounts. Manual discounts are actually your coupon codes, the ones someone hands to you and say, use this coupon code. In Storecraft, you can restrict coupon codes to be specific to a user, for example.
That's very nice.
Okay, so that's it. Like that, this is enough. Now, okay, so first of all, we will create the order. By the way, most of orders are not created manually like this.
Right.
Yeah, they usually created using a website or using an API call. Using the
what exactly, and what you've shown us here, this is all the backend dashboard of Storecraft. So you would normally connect to this from some sort of front end.
Exactly.
Okay.
So yes, and the documentation on my website specify exactly how to do checkouts. When I started with commerce, checkouts seemed to me like the toughest part. So you can choose a payment gateway. So you have the PayPal and the dummy payments. We will go with the dummy payments right now, and I'll create a checkout. So what happened behind the scene is that you see this post request, the API checkout create was created with a gateway with handle dummy, the same dummy that we defined earlier in the code. Okay, and I'll get back to it. Okay, so something cool, because this is a dummy payment gateway, you can capture the amount of money. For example, if it was PayPal or Stripe, you can actually capture the order from here, or void it or refund it, which is cool. So let's do something really, really quick something else before I'll show it here.
Okay.
So a checkout can be in several states. One of them, the most important ones, are the created state and the complete state. So if it was a website, then it would complete the checkout. Let's save it. And once it does that, I should receive an email, a transactional email from Storecraft.
Oh, wow.
So there it is.
Nice.
Hi, Tomer. Thank you for your purchase. There is a nice table that tells me what I have bought, and the shipping, the subtotal discounts, and the total.
Nice.
And yeah.
And that's being used again. That's being used through resend, and you had your API key in your environment variables, and so that went through resend, and it was already automatically set up for you.
Exactly.
Nice.
Now, it is important for me to show that people, when I showed it to people, they were like, yeah, but how do I customize the templates and everything? So it's easy. You just go a little bit down to templates, and here you search for let's put
these are your email templates.
Exactly.
Nice.
So you have the checkout complete. Close this. Okay. So here we have the checkout complete. Now, the Postman extension uses the checkout complete template to send the email. And
Okay.
right here inside Storecraft, you have an editor,
Nice.
complete
And
code editor that you can code the entire template with the handlebars language. It's a common
yeah,
template
yeah,
language.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like very useful, you know.
Yeah.
If you go downstairs, you also have a template for text. You
Okay.
know, some people cannot receive something like HTML.
Hmm.
And you also have example input for templates, so you can, debug your template, and make it. And also, in addition to that, Storecraft is going to ship in the next few weeks with, I would say, a marketing functionality where you can connect one template and send a massive amount of personalized emails at once, and it
Nice.
will be through the dashboard, and it will be also accessible through the REST API.
So you could set up like marketing campaigns where it sends a series of emails maybe over some period of time.
Yeah,
Nice.
exactly. And
Nice.
right here you can
Amazing.
see also the extensions. You see you have two extensions. One of them is the notification extension, which is, by the way, if we look at the right corner,
Hmm.
we have notifications. Even these notifications, it is essentially, um, if we go right here into Atlas,
Hmm.
we open the notification collection.
Hmm.
It's actually an extension that listens to key events in Storecraft and sends them.
Nice. And then they pop up there in the top right.
Exactly.
Nice. Amazing. So are we at the point where do you have part of your demo where we would access the backend from a front end? Or
Uh,
how would you go about connecting everything to a front end?
okay, so essentially, Storecraft is a headless
Hmm.
commerce system. Headless systems, they don't ship with a front end.
Yeah.
This is the thing about it. I mean, they became super popular in the last, I think, 5 years,
Hmm.
after people got tired of seeing the same old templates,
Hmm.
for things like WordPress.
Yeah.
So, so
So this
Storecraft,
is I'm sorry. I was going to say
yeah,
this is where Postman would come in, where you can see all those different routes, test them there, and then implement those routes into your front end.
yeah. So essentially, so this is the backend. You can use Storecraft to query your products. We have a very robust query engine. You can
Mhm.
create the checkouts and the complete experience. I am looking for contributors to actually build a set of maybe React tools to help
Mm,
website developers to
nice,
start developing and connect to Storecraft. And also, Storecraft it ships with a JavaScript API, a universal one.
nice.
It's actually here in the SDK tools,
Mhm.
and I guess that viewers that will want to dive deeper
Mhm.
will look at it. But it's a complete SDK. You can run it from backend. You can run it even from the browser to create your own commerce experiences.
Wow, amazing. Um, is there anything else before we get on to the extension part? Is there anything else that you wanted to show off here, or should we move on to the extension?
Um, I don't know. If we have, do you think we have time? We have more time.
We have about 15 minutes or so.
So let's start with the extension.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
This is the exciting part for me. I want to see this.
Okay. Cool. 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 So okay, let's see how. Okay, the way to kick off this extension is actually to go into to Atlas. Okay, so in
Okay.
Atlas I have the database, the test database. Okay, and under there we have a tab that is called Atlas Search,
Mhm.
right? Okay. So in
Okay.
Atlas Search, what you want to do is to create a search index, and in Atlas Vector Search,
Mhm.
okay, I hope everyone sees that,
Yep, this
and
looks
hit
good.
the next button. Okay, so under vector index, I've taken, by the way, most of this information from your videos.
Okay.
So the first
Hopefully
thing
it's
you
like,
need to do is to pick up the database. For me, it's a test. And what I want to do, maybe first I'll say what the extension is going to do. The extension is going to help us semantically search for products by their description and titles.
okay. So we're
So
going to use AI to find products.
exactly.
And also just to take a step back here, this Storecraft is so customizable. What we're doing here is we're creating a custom extension for this specific use case. So any developer can create any extension that they want in Storecraft to do a number of things, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Okay.
I think I hit it okay. Okay,
Yeah.
so what you have to do is just go
Wait.
into
Save this.
Atlas, take the products collection, and just create the index with the following configuration.
The dimensions that you're using is 1956.
Actually, let's see.
It might
Actually,
be
I'll tell you exactly
1536.
because I have it here.
Okay.
Uh,
Perfect.
I have it. Okay, vector index, edit index definition. Sorry. Yes,
No, no,
good.
just making sure. 1536.
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
I took it actually from your developer relationships and articles from the MongoDB site. I think I even saw one of your videos for that.
Yeah. So it depends on which embedding model you use. The OpenAI embedding model that we use mostly has 1536 dimensions. So you just want to specify that so that vector search is searching the right area properly, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So once I've done that, just tell the viewers that what it will create an index that will help MongoDB to search faster
Yes.
for these embeddings. Okay, so once we have that, we can go on and write our extension. So let's see. Okay, so beforehand, I made an OpenAI utils, which
Okay.
is called embed text. It's super simple. If you don't know anything about embeddings, just go inside. Let's see. Okay, inside the OpenAI reference
Mm-hmm.
and create embeddings. I just copy pasted, okay, the curl and created this HTTP request. I'll get back to the editor.
Mm-hmm.
So just a post request. What it does, it gets a text and uses the model text embedding 3 small, and it has the exact dimensions of our index.
Mm-hmm.
Once it does that, it parses it as JSON, and then we pick the embedding from the JSON.
Okay.
So that's it. You don't have to install anything to make the following extension work. So we will create an extension. We'll call it MongoDB, let's say, vector search. Okay. Okay, so the IntelliSense, we use TypeScript for IntelliSense. It says that we're actually missing some things. So let's see what we're missing. So we have to have a few things. One of them is info, okay, which is a name. I call it Mongo vector search. Okay, and it's also missing something that is called on init. Now, every extension has an init phase that we need to implement, and on init is simply the following thing. It's something that gets injected with app. Okay, the Storecraft app that you're currently using. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to put an event handler. And so what I want to do essentially is every time a product is upserted and it goes into the backend, I want to compute its embedding.
Nice.
And to inject it. Okay, so let's see. We have
So yeah, every time you add a new product, it's going to take that product's description, I would imagine, and create an embedding for that and save it back to the database.
Exactly.
Nice.
So every time, so the payload, I mean, Storecraft is fully typed for events. So you know exactly what you're getting. You get the previous one, the current one that is doing. So we're actually hijacking the payload of the product before it's being upserted to the database, which is a good opportunity for us.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do, I will call it a product. Okay. And then what we want to do is we want to do something like embed text, and then we create a text. Okay. So this product is called, and we'll use the product title.
Nice.
Has a price of, let's say, price and description, and the following, I will break line, and the following description, and then I'll check the description.
Nice.
Okay, so what we want to do right now, we want to do the following thing. What we want to do is this. We want to take the product, and we specified on Atlas,
Nice.
if you remember, we specified that the path is called embedding, which is the field that it will be
field that we want to, we want to index on that field. Perfect.
Exactly. TypeScript, I can ignore this message. Okay. So this is it. This is all we have to do in the on init stage. Okay. So every new product will be embedded and indexed by MongoDB. And now the other thing, we want to be able to communicate with this extension to send it queries, right?
Okay.
So the other thing that we need to implement is something that is called invoke action. So every extension in Storecraft, essentially, let's show this. We call it action handle. Every extension in Storecraft gets mounted as an HTTP REST API. So, for example, the name of this extension is MongoDB Vector Search. So I will show how you can actually, using the path, like API/extension/MongoDB Vector Search / an operation or an action that you want to invoke. So we'll do something like this. If action handle equals search. Okay. So actually, let's bail out quickly, and we'll do something like this. Okay, so now the interesting part. Okay, so if we have a search, what we need to return is the following thing. We need to return a function that returns a promise. Now, the arguments are arguments that we're going to receive from the post request. So it's going to be, its definition is going to be like this. Okay, because I designed it this way.
Nice.
Okay. So this can be async, actually. Okay, so what we want to do now actually is something very simple. We want to actually query the database. Now, if we look at the MongoDB documentation, we have to use something that's called aggregations. And in aggregations, we have a vector search pipeline.
Yes, nice.
So what we can do is something like this. We have the app because of JavaScript hosting. We have DB, which is the MongoDB. Okay, just a second. Okay, and now we can do something like this. We can go into collection, the products collection. Okay, and then aggregate.
Nice.
Okay, and then let's see. So this was let's copy all of this.
There you go. Make it easy on yourself.
Huh?
Make it easy on yourself to copy paste. It's a lot of typing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually have something a little bit ready.
Oh,
So
nice. Yeah.
yeah,
Totally,
maybe I put this, but
totally
I do
fine.
have it in my head. I mean,
No, you're doing amazing. That's a lot to code by memory.
okay, thank you.
Good.
Okay, so we have the aggregation. Also do a project to remove the embedding field, and then to array. Okay, and what I do is I just return it. Okay, that's
Nice.
it. This is the extension. Okay,
That's it.
and now I'll show how it works. If the viewers want to see how quick it was.
Yeah, we definitely want to see it working.
Yeah. So now I'll show you how it's working. By the way, but if I would do it, I'd probably make a class out of it, like most of the extension. But I just wanted to show the viewers the inline extension pattern.
How quick and
Okay.
easy it can be. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So let's see. Okay. So here we have a nice application that I've made with React and Git.
Yeah.
Let's try something like I'm looking for Nintendo related console.
Okay.
Let's see extension. Okay. Just a small thing.
No problem.
I need to change the name from this to this.
No problem.
Okay, now
There we go.
Let's see what goes. No, nothing. Ooh,
Well,
just a second.
it's okay. Let's do a little bit of troubleshooting.
It's probably
Do we need to restart anything or let's see. Let's look at this code and see.
Yeah, I know. I think I know what the problem is.
Okay.
I think I just copy what I've done earlier. Probably just could be
a typo. Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, let's.
All right. Try again.
Nothing.
Let's see.
Nothing. Let's see. Fetch. Let's see the backend. Okay.
Looks like we're hitting the endpoint.
Yes, it looks good.
Yeah, this is the joys
of of course. Sorry. Okay, so I forgot one thing very, very important. So
where the embedding is created?
To actually be indexed, get indexed.
Oh, okay.
So let's save them.
There we go.
Now that we save them, the event handler for the products upsert was invoked, was triggered, and now we can actually use this. Let's see.
Nice.
Yay!
It works.
Related console. Now let's change it to related clothing.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty quick too. It's nice.
We've got it.
Nice.
And it's a React application. I will share the code on. I will make a repository for this on at GitHub.
Nice.
For the benefit of more developers.
That is amazing. Demos don't always go the way that you plan, but it's always, usually it's something very simple. So glad we figured it out, and it really is an amazing product. I've tried it out, and how easy it is to extend it and add extra functionality is amazing as well. We are right at time, so I wanted to remind everyone to go check out Storecraft. So storecraft.app, there is a link in the description. If you're on LinkedIn, there's a link there. If you're on YouTube, there's a link in the description. So go visit storecraft.app. And if you want to contribute to the open source community, go check it out on GitHub and see where you might be able to contribute. And we really appreciate it. So before we go, Tomer, again, I want to thank you. Amazing product, amazing demo. It went very well. Any last words to the audience?
Yes, there's a big roadmap for Storecraft. We're not going anywhere. I'm doubling down on Storecraft because it's really a passion for me and my son. And we're going to add AI and a chat endpoint where you can chat with your store. And we're looking for contributors. Please spread the word.
Nice. That's something I haven't thought of. Chatting with or interacting with an e-commerce site through chat. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
It's basically what you just showed.
We believe it's the future because my son always says that he wished he had some agent that will speak with customers, with some of them, most of them.
That's really cool. Looking forward to that, and looking forward to the roadmap and the more cool things to come from Storecraft. So again, Tomer, thank you for joining me, and audience, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next time.
Thank you, Jesse.
All right.